Russian forces have seized their first major Ukrainian city. Kherson is a key port in the south of the country.
Huge explosions rock the capital, Kyiv, as the second round of peace talks is due to get underway today.
1 million refugees have fled Ukraine since the start of the invasion. According to the UN, charities in the UK are launching an appeal to help those who've left their homes.
Good morning. Chelsea's billionaire Russian owner wants out and is selling the club after nearly 2 decades in charge. Roman Abramovich calls it an incredibly difficult decision and will donate the proceeds of the sale to war victims.
Good morning. The reality of higher energy bills. Millions will find out in the coming days just how much their gas and electricity will be going up by in April, with fears the war in Ukraine could push costs even higher.
So we want to keep you up to date with what is happening in Ukraine and what's happened overnight, obviously. And Jonah's here to run us through that. Jonah Fisher, morning to you.
Morning, Naga. Morning, Charlie. Now, it's now a week since we all woke up to the news that Russia had invaded Ukraine. And this is the map of where we're at. The red areas show the areas that Russia has managed to take over the last week. Russians are now occupying the city of Kherson. This is Russian tanks on the streets there. The city has a population of about 290,000 people, so it's the biggest city that Russia has taken so far and pretty much the most significant thing that has happened in the last week. Attention is now likely to move to the east in the south towards Mariupol. You can see it there. Now, about 500,000 people live in Mariupol, so it's a bigger city again. And the troops that have been taking this southern part here by Crimea have been moving east, and they may well join up with the Red forces there in eastern Ukraine and create a land bridge between Crimea and Russia itself. Now, turning to Kharkiv in the northeast now, this was a university building that was hit. Other government buildings have also been targeted in airstrikes in Kharkiv over the last several days. It continues to come under attack. We believe there was also strikes there last night. There were also some overnight explosions in Kyiv, but the capital is to a certain extent waiting to see what happens with the knowledge that this huge convoy, you can see the satellite pictures here, is about 15 miles to the north of the city. Now, what we don't know about this convoy, it's possibly as long as 40 miles long, is why it is stopped. It could be logistical reasons. Perhaps they've run out of fuel. Perhaps lots of the vehicles have broken down. Or it could just be that they're waiting for an order to attack or perhaps surround Kiev with a view to a siege. Now, we're continuing to see desperate scenes at railway stations around Ukraine as people, mainly women and children, try to flee. Now, this was Dnipro in eastern Ukraine yesterday. In all, the UN Refugee Agency says that about 1 million people have left Ukraine in the last week. So if there is an attempt to take major cities like Kiev and Kharkiv, Charlie and Naga, the number of people fleeing could increase dramatically.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had those numbers and they can only go up, can't they?